everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making number 70 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. This one is so awesome, using puff stitches in the first 3 rounds, and then also in the last 2 rounds we're using puff stitches. In the middle here we're using half double crochets. I just love how this turned out. It turned out so fabulous and it was a lot of fun to make. I love puff stitches. In this project we are using Red Heart Super Saver yarn. You can use any scrap yarn that you have. I've collected scraps over the years of crocheting big projects and I just have so much left over, so I thought this would be a great project for these leftover yarn pieces. You can use any 10-ply worsted weight, any type of knitting yarn for your squares. Also, for all of our 365 days of granny squares we are using an H size hook, which is 5mm, so make sure you have that handy, as well as a yarn needle and a scissors, because we'll be cutting our yarn and sewing in our ends, and these just come in so much handy when we are doing all that good stuff. So those are all the supplies we need. Before I start, I do want to mention, please check out the links in the description of this video for newcomers. If you're just joining in on this project, make sure you listen so that you can check out the description of this video. I appreciate everybody who's joining in on this project, so thanks to the newcomers who are joining in just now. You have time to catch up, so make sure you do that. You can check out the link to the blog where you can get all 365 days of granny squares, so if you have to go back and play catch up, if you just click the image in the blog, it will take you to the video tutorial for that specific square. Also, there's links to some written patterns. This particular square does not have a written pattern, but some of the squares do, so make sure you check out the bottom of the blog so that you can see that information as well. There's also a link to my Facebook. Make sure to join my Facebook, like my page, and like my posts. And also, if you make this square, make sure to post a photo of today's square, your square, on today's post so that we can see your color combinations and see what you liked. Comment what you liked about this square, what you didn't like. I always love the conversation going on Facebook. Also, check out the link to the Instagram. Make sure you follow my Instagram and post your photos on Instagram. If you do, make sure to hashtag 365 days of granny squares for this particular project, and hashtag YARNutopia if you make any of my projects. Make sure to hashtag YARNutopia so that I can see your work. I've been going in and liking all those and commenting on my favorites. And follow me on Snapchat, and follow me here right on YouTube. Click that red subscribe button. I do want to thank my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time out to make these videos with us. He's our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so thank you so much for doing that. In today's video on my nails, it is called Bastille My Heart, and I don't have the actual nail polish bottle because I got this manicure at the salon. So it is by OPI, so if you want to look that up, Bastille My Heart, I'll put the name of it in the description so you can Google it and maybe find it online somewhere so you can get the same color as me if you'd like. But those are all the information we need for this video, so let's get started in making number 70 granny square. Start off by making a slip knot, so put your short end over the long end, fold that down, and then pull that through, and pull tight. Insert your hook, and we're ready to start. So to start off, we want to chain 2, so yarn over and pull through 1 and 2. And then in the second chain from the hook, we are going to put a puff stitch. So a puff stitch, we're going to yarn over, go into that second chain. So the loop that's on your hook never counts as anything. So count 1 and 2 right in here. Yarn over, go into that chain. Then yarn over and pull through, kind of pull up to loosen it a little bit. So you have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over and pull through. So now we have 5 loops on our hook. And we're going to do that one more time. Yarn over, go back into that chain, then yarn over and pull through. So now you have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. That's a puff stitch. And then we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through 1 and 2. Now we're going to go back into that same chain that we've been working in for another puff stitch. And we want to have 8 puff stitches in total with 2 chains in between each puff stitch. So yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops and then chain 2. Again, yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, and again yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 2. Okay, again yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops, and then chain 2. So just do that until you have 8 puff stitches into the same chain spot right there, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 2 together. Alright, I'm just finishing my last puff stitch here, and then we can go on to the next round. So then when you're finishing, just make sure to chain 2 and then slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch of this round. So right here, just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Pull tight, that's a slip stitch. So now you should have 8 puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 8 puff stitches are there, and I am going to change color. If you are not changing color, just slip stitch into this chain 2 space right here. Just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then chain up 1 with me and go on to the next round. But I'm going to change color, so I slip stitched to the beginning puff stitch there. I'm going to just chain up 1 and cut my yarn, pull that all the way through and pull tight. I'm going to insert my hook into any chain 2 space. I'm just going to go right into this next one here, grab my new color, and I just like to fold it in half and then kind of pinch it and hook it on my hook like that, and then pull it all the way through. Okay? And then drop the straggler in the back and then chain up 1. Okay, now going on to round 2, we are going to put a puff stitch in the same chain 2 space right here. So yarn over, go into this chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and the puff stitch is made. Then we are going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and in the same chain 2 space we are going to put another puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We are going to skip over this next chain 2 space, and we are going to go into this next chain 2 space and repeat what we just did in this one here in this one. So skip this chain 2 space, go in here for a puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. So yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put another puff stitch in there as well. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip over the next chain 2 space, hop to the next chain 2 space and repeat. So put a puff stitch, chain 3, and another puff stitch. Puff stitch 1, 2, 3, and another puff stitch in that same chain 2 space. Okay, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the next chain 2 space, go into this next chain 2 space for a puff stitch, chain 3, and a puff stitch. Whoops. go. So then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a puff stitch. Make sure that you're getting all 7 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through all 7 of those loops, just like that. So you can kind of start seeing your square shape here. So now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to skip over this last chain 2 space, which is right here, and we're going to slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch of this round. So right here, just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through, just like that. Okay, so at this point you can see that these 4 parts are our corners here, and at the next round I'm going to change color, but if you are not changing color, just slip stitch into this next chain 3 space between the 2 puffs right here, and go on to just chain up 1 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm going to change color, so I'm going to fasten off here, just chain up 1, cut my yarn, I'll grab my new color, and we'll go on to round 3 together. Alright, so this is what your square should look like. So now, going on to round 3, I know I said to slip stitch into this corner space here between the 2 puffs, but we actually are going to be working in the stitch from round 1. So where these 2 are going into this corner here, these 2 puff stitches are in here, we want to work between the 2 of them, but we want to work in the stitch that those 2 are in from round 1. So I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch right here, and then yarn over with my new color, okay, and then pull that through just like that, okay, and then I'm going to come up over round 2 and yarn over and pull through to attach and chain up 1 there, just like that. Okay, so that chain 3 space is kind of going to get crunched underneath my stitch. We're going to work over the top of our chain 3 space. And now we want to make a puff stitch back into that same space down here. Okay, so yarn over, go back into that space from round 1, okay, that chain 2 space, yarn over and pull through, pull up, yarn over, go back into that space, yarn over and pull through, pull up, so now you have 5 loops, again yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, pull up, so now you have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops, and then chain 1. Okay, so we just worked a puff stitch between these 2 puff stitches into round 1. Now we are going to work into this puff stitch from round 2 right here, and we are going to put a single crochet in there. So you see where the stitch is right here. We're just going to go into the stitch and then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we are going to chain 1, and now we're at this next chain 3 space here. We are going to put a puff stitch into the chain 2 space that we skipped in round 1. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, that chain 2 space from round 1 that we skipped, work around this chain 3 space from round 2, yarn over and pull through, pull up, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through and pull up, and yarn over and go back in, and yarn over and pull through and pull up. So now you have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops to finish off the puff stitch, and then chain 1. Now in this next puff stitch right here, we are going to put a single crochet. So just insert your hook into the puff stitch from round 2, then yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we are going to chain 1, and then we're going to make a puff stitch into this corner space right here between these 2 puff stitches, working into round 1. So yarn over, go into round 1's chain 2 space right between these 2 puff stitches, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops, and then chain 1. And now in this next puff stitch right here, we are going to put a single crochet. So just insert your hook right into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. Okay, so we're basically just repeating now on this side what we did on this side. So we're going to put a puff stitch into this skipped chain 2 space from round 1. So yarn over, go into that chain 2 space here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. Hop to the next puff stitch right here and put a single crochet in there. Then chain 1 and put your puff stitch in this corner right here between the 2 puff stitches. We're working in the round 1 chain 2 space between these 2. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 1. Then put a single crochet into this puff stitch, then chain 1, put a puff stitch into the skipped chain 2 space from round 1, and then chain 1 and put a single crochet into this puff stitch here, and then we're in the next corner, so we're going to chain 1 and we're going to put a puff stitch between these 2 puff stitches here, working into the chain 2 space of round 1. And then we're going to chain 1. We're going to put a single crochet into this puff stitch right here, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put a puff stitch into this last skipped chain 2 space right here. You'll have to really separate your stitches to see that last one there, and make your puff stitch in there, and then chain 1, and then you want to put your last single crochet into this last puff stitch right here. And then we want to chain 1 and slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch of this round. So right here, just insert your hook, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so you can see that these are your corners right here. Okay, so that's what it should look like. So now I'm going to grab my next color and we can go on to round 4. Going on to round 4, if you are not changing color, just chain up 4 and go on to the next round with me. But I am going to change color, so I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn, pull that through. I'm going to insert my hook right back into this puff stitch right here. So just insert your hook, grab your new color, pull that through, and then we're going to chain up 4. And the first 2 chains right here count as our first half double crochet, and then the next 2 chains count as our chain 2 space. And now we're going to put a half double crochet back into that same puff stitch there. So that same where we just chained up 4 in and attached our yarn, we're going to put another half double crochet in that space. So yarn over, go in to the puff stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. So now this is our corner here. Now we are going to put hop over to this chain 1 space right here between the puff stitch and the single crochet. We are going to put 2 half double crochets in there. So yarn over, go into this chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Again, yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now we're going to put a half double crochet into the single crochet. So yarn over, go into the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now we are going to put 1 half double crochet in this chain 1 space right here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now we are going to skip over this puff stitch and go into this chain 1 space right here between the puff stitch and the single crochet. We are going to put 2 half double crochets in there. So 1 and 2. Then we are going to put a half double crochet into the single crochet. And then in this next chain 1 space, we are going to put 2 half double crochets. Now we're at the next puff stitch right here, this corner puff stitch. We are going to put a half double crochet, then chain 2, and then another half double crochet into that same corner, just like so. So now we can turn the corner here, and you should have 11 half double crochets across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then our chain 2 and our first half double crochet on the next side, which we are just going to repeat what we did on this side for this side. So in this next chain 1 space, we are going to put 2 half double crochets. Then we are going to put a half double crochet into this single crochet right here. Then in the next chain 1 space, we are going to put a half double crochet in there. We are going to skip over this puff stitch and go into this chain 1 space here for 2 half double crochets. Then we are going to put a half double crochet in this single crochet here. And then we are going to put 2 half double crochets in this next chain 1 space before the corner puff stitch. And in the corner puff stitch, we are going to put a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet back into that same puff stitch, like so. So again, you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we're just going to repeat our side. So in this next chain 1 space here, we're going to put 2 half double crochets, then a half double crochet into this single crochet, then 1 half double crochet in the next chain 1 space, skip over this puff stitch and put 2 half double crochets in this next chain 1 space, then put a half double crochet in the single crochet, and then 2 half double crochets into this next chain 1 space, and then make your corner in the next puff stitch right here by putting a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet. Okay, so just finish off your last side here and just do the 2 puff stitches, why did I say puff stitches? 2 half double crochets in this chain 1 space, then a half double crochet in the single crochet, half double crochet in the next chain 1 space, skip over that puff stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Well, I'll just get you there because I'm almost there anyway. Half double crochet in here, 2 of them, then a half double crochet in the single crochet, and then 2 half double crochets in this last chain 1 space, okay, and then we're going to slip stitch to the beginning of chain up 4 here, the first 2 stitches, or the first 2 chains of the chain up 4, we're gonna slip stitch in the second chain. So 1 and 2 right in here, just insert your hook, then yarn over and pull through and through, just like that. So now you can see our square is taking shape. Awesome! So now going on to the next round, I'm not going to change color, but I will meet you up and we'll go on to the next step together. Alright, at this point, if you are changing color, just fasten off at this point, but then attach your new color right into that same chain, that second chain of this chain up 4, and then chain up 2 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm not going to change color, so I'm just going to chain up 2 at this point, which counts as our first stitch. That's our first half double crochet of this round. And now we are going to hop into this corner space, this chain 2 space. We are going to put a half double crochet, and then we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then put another half double crochet into that same corner. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay? Now, for working on the sides of our square, we are going to put 1 half double crochet into each of the 11 stitches on the side. So just yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, that's 2, this is 3, next stitch 4, yarn over, go into the next stitch, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, now we're at the next corner here. We are going to put a half double crochet, chain 2, and put another half double crochet into that same corner space. And now go on to the next side. We're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next 11 stitches, which you may need to move this half double crochet to the side a little bit so you can see this first stitch right here. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now we're at our next corner. We are going to put a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet in that same corner space. So just finish off this next side, this last corner, and then finish off this last side, and I'll meet you up and we'll go on to the next round together. On this last side, we only have to put a half double crochet in the next 10 stitches here because this chain up 2 at the beginning here counts as our first half double crochet. So we want to slip stitch to this beginning half double, or this beginning chain up 2 right here to finish off. So you should have, let's see, your corner here, and then just half double crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this chain up 2 at the beginning counted as our first stitch, so that was our 11. So just slip stitch into the second chain of this chain up 2 right here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Just like that. So now in total on each side you should have 13 half double crochets because we put 1 on each side of those 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13. Going on to the next round, if you are changing color, just fasten off at this point and attach your yarn to the same chain up 2 right here, and then chain up 2 and go on to the next round. But I'm not going to change color, so I'm going to just chain up 2, 1, 2, and that counts as our first half double crochet. We're just going to repeat the last round, but here we have a stitch after our chain up 2, so we have to put a half double crochet in here. Okay, and then we are in the corner here, so we're going to put a half double crochet in the corner, and then a chain 2, and then another half double crochet in the corner. Now we are going to put 1 half double crochet in the next 13 stitches, and then we're going to hit the corner and make our half double crochet, chain 2 and a half double crochet in the corner. So basically just repeat the last round, but you're not working in 11 stitches on each side, you're working in 13 stitches on each side now. So then, and then in each corner we're going to put a half double crochet, chain 2 and a half double crochet in the corner spaces, and then put a half double crochet in the next 13 stitches. Just do that all the way around. Here I'm at the next corner right here and want to make sure I have my 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, so at the corner I'm going to put my half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet. And then I'm off to do my next 13 stitches, which is a half double crochet in each one of those. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up and we are going to be changing color after this round. When you come up on your last side, you only have to do a half double crochet in the last 11 stitches, because this chain up 2 at the beginning and this next double crochet count as 2 stitches here, so that it should be 13 stitches. So just slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 2 right here, and then if you have to go back, you can count, but on each side after this round it should be 15 stitches on the sides, because we put 1 half double crochet in each of the corners on the sides, so that's 13 stitches in the middle, and then 2 is 15. So this is what our square looks like so far. So now going on to the next round, I am going to fasten off. If you are not changing color, fasten off anyway, because we are going to work in our corner. So chain up 1, cut your yarn and pull that through, and now insert your hook into a corner space, this chain 2 corner space, and if you are changing color, grab your new color. If you're not changing color, just grab the same color. Either way, just loop it on your hook just like that, and then chain up 1. Just yarn over and pull through. Now in the corner we are going to put a puff stitch, chain 3, and another puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and go in, and yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go back into that same corner space, this chain 2 space here. We're going to make another puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to skip 4 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and go into the space between the posts, okay, right here. And after the 4th stitch, we are going to put a puff stitch in between these 2 posts. So between stitch 4 and stitch 5 on the side, we are going to make a puff stitch in that spot. Just like so. And then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to skip 4 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a puff stitch in between these posts here, between stitch 4 and 5 right there. Put a puff stitch in there, and then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches right here, go between this 4th stitch and this 5th stitch here for a puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and go in, and yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now you only have 3 stitches left. That's okay, we're in the corner now, and we are going to put a puff stitch, then chain 3, and another puff stitch in the corner. So puff stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put another puff stitch in the same corner space. Okay, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and basically repeat what we did on this side for this side. So skip 4 stitches, make a puff stitch between this 4th and 5th stitch here. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches and put a puff stitch in between stitch 4 and 5 there. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. After the 4th stitch, put a puff stitch in between the 2 stitches, in between the 2 posts. Okay, and then you should have 3 stitches left. We are going to hop to the corner, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, hop to this corner and make your puff stitch, then chain 3, and then another puff stitch back into that same corner space. Okay, and then just repeat what we've been doing on the side. So on each side you should have your corner and then 3 puff stitches and then your next corner, and there will be 4 chain 3 spaces in between those. Okay, so again, just chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, go in between the 4th and the 5th stitch between the posts and make your puff stitch. Okay, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches, make your puff stitch between the 4th post and the 5th post, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 4 stitches, and make your next puff stitch. Okay, then skip those last 3 stitches and chain 3, and make your corner, which is a puff stitch, chain 3, and a puff stitch, all in that same corner space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then just finish off this last side. When I'm finished with this last side, I'm going to change color again, and I'll meet you up and we will go on to the next round. Okay, I'm just making my last puff stitch here, and then we want to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip these last 3 stitches here, and then slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch of this round. Just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now if you're not changing color, just slip stitch into this corner space here, this corner chain 3 space, and chain up 1 and go on to the next round with me, but I'm going to change color, so chain up 1, cut the yarn, pull that through, pull tight, insert your hook into any corner space, which is any corner chain 3 space, and grab your new color, hook that in, chain up 1, and now we are going to be working into the stitch or the row below us. So actually you could attach to this bottom, this corner space from this previous round here. Let me get my rounds right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from round 6 you could attach your yarn into that corner like so, go above this chain up 3, kind of crunch it down, and then chain up 1. Very similar to how we worked rounds 2 and 3 of this square. So now we are going to make a puff stitch working into the round, or into the round from round 6, into this corner space here. So yarn over, go into that space from round 6, yarn over, pull through. Oops, my hook got stuck. Yarn over, pull through. Let me start that over. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and go in, and yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, And we're going to go back in to that same space for another puff stitch. So yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops on your hook. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a single crochet into this puff stitch from round 7 right here. So this tan puff stitch right here, just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, then chain 1. And now we are going to make a puff stitch between these two. We're going to, so you see there's 4 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go in between number 2 and number 3. We're going to work a puff stitch in between those, working around this chain 3 space. Okay, so yarn over, go into this space here from round 6, work around round 7, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 1. Now we're going to put a single crochet into this next puff stitch right here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and we're just going to repeat what we just did in here. So there's 4 stitches right here. We're going to go between the posts. From round 6, we're going to yarn over, go in there, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops, and then chain 1. Then single crochet into this next puff stitch right here. Then we are going to do the same thing, chain 1. Yes, chain 1, and then we're going to put a puff stitch between stitches 2 and 3 of this next 4 grouping here from round 6. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 1. Put a single crochet into this next puff stitch here and chain 1. And now we have only 3 over here. We're going to go right into this second one here. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3 stitches, right? So we're going to go right into the second stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 1. Then we're going to single crochet into this puff stitch right here, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then chain 1, and now we're at the corner, and we're going to make our corner by putting a puff stitch into this corner from round 6, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops on your hook. Then we're going to chain 2, and go back in for another puff stitch. Okay, then chain 1, put a single crochet into this next puff stitch right here, single crochet, then chain 1, and now we're on the next side, and we're going to repeat what we did on this side for this side. So in between these 2 stitches, we are going to put our puff stitch, then chain 1, put a single crochet in the next puff stitch, then chain 1, puff stitch between these 2 stitches from round 6, then chain 1, single crochet into the puff stitch, then chain 1, puff stitch between these 2 stitches here, then chain 1, single crochet in this next puff stitch, then chain 1, and then puff stitch into the second stitch of these last 3 stitches. And then chain 1, single crochet in this next puff stitch here, And now we're at our next corner. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make our corner, which is a puff stitch working in round 6. Then chain 2 and then a puff stitch. Okay, then chain 1 and work our next side. So put a single crochet in this next puff stitch, chain 1, make your next puff stitch, etc. So if you need to, just rewind this and work the next side exactly how we've been working this first and second side. And I'll meet you up then at the end of this round. We'll be finished. Alright, I'm just finishing this last single crochet here, then chain 1, and then slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch of this round. Once you come back all the way around, just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and now we're ready to fasten off. So just chain up 1, cut your yarn, and continue pulling that through. Pull tight, and grab your yarn needle right away. You want to sew in all your ends at this point if you haven't been doing it as you go. Just sew in all your ends at the end of your square so that you don't have to do it after the end of your big project, whatever you're making, a scarf or a pillow or an afghan or a sweater or whatever you're making out of these squares. Trim that, stretch it out, and there you have it. Number 70 granny square is complete. Thank you so much for watching. You know, you could add a single crochet round around this whole thing if you wanted to, but it is quite large already. It's a big square. It turned out fabulous. I love how the puff stitches turned out. They really pop. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out those links in the description of this video. Link to the blog, link to the Facebook, link to the Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat, you guys. I've been posting a lot of things I've been doing on my free time. When I'm not crocheting or when I am crocheting, it's all over the place on Snapchat, behind the scenes clips of my life, so make sure you do that. Also, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Click that red subscribe button so you can get the update on when we post our next video. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Happy hooking!